Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so we're on our way to Dallas, and we're going to go to get a Coumadin check for Mary to see what her Coumadin level is like in her blood. And right near the doctor's offices, there's a Calloway's, and we're going to get tomatoes, tomato plants, jalapeno. We have to get some basil plants and some dirt, and then we'll come back home, and probably later this week or next week we'll plant them somewhere. So that's what we're up to.
Okay, that's it.
Put it over here. Okay, this looks pretty good.
Can you get a for customer service, please?
We're going to get 2 of these, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then cherry tomato, I guess. Which they may not have. No, they don't, that's fine.
They have the,
Jalapeno.
here.
No, they got sweet peppers, but I don't see any jalapenos. Here's a basil, at least.
Oh, good.
Oh, here's some. Okay, good.
Good.
What do you want? 2 basils?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, I don't see any Romas, and I don't see any.
No?
No, I don't see any cherry. I don't see any jalapenos. Actually, here's a nicer basil. Okay, so what we're doing first, we bought these yesterday, and there's no holes in the bottom of it. So we're just going to put a couple holes in so the water can go through, which is important. Okay. Then we're going to get some dirt. Tomato plants have pretty deep roots. That's why we're using a pretty big pot. And I'm going to take a little hole here. And this is the celebrity. Takes 72 days to harvest.
There, okay.
Break up these roots a little. Okay, and we're all set there. Okay, so this is the end result. See, we've got 3 tomato plants, some basil, and this here is cilantro, which we had planted a couple of weeks ago. Over here we have catnip for our cats inside. Lady likes to spend a couple of hours at the window staring at this. Down here we have an unsuccessful catnip plant because it was on the ground and the neighborhood cats discovered it. And when Mary and I never really had much interest in gardening until we moved into our home. We used to, well, originally we were from California and just never got around to gardening. Then we moved to Maine and it was just too cold, didn't interest us. When we moved to Texas, we wound up initially in Carrollton after we couldn't find jobs down in San Antonio. And we had an apartment. It was a second floor apartment. And there was a wood terrace outside, like a little add-on to the back of the apartment. And one year, for whatever reason, in the summer, we decided we're going to have a big garden on our terrace. So we got all these flower pots, all different sizes, and we were planting everything and making every possible mistake a first-time gardener could make. I remember we bought a 6-pack of lettuce, and we thought it was one lettuce plant. So we planted the entire 6-pack in one pot, never understood why it wouldn't grow. And we had tomatoes we planted, lima beans. We even, it sounds crazy now, but we planted corn in these little flower pots on the terrace. And after we planted them, we started to get little corn stalks. And we looked at the seed packet and it said separate the stalks by about 3 feet. Well, the pot was only about 1.5 feet. So you would just have one corn stalk in there. And I mean, it dawned, obviously, we're not going to have, children of the corn type corn in this little flower pot. But we kept watering it, we put fertilizer and all this stuff. And near the end of the summer, the only thing that our garden actually produced was 2 lima beans. No tomatoes, no corn. The lettuce died almost immediately. So we had 2 lima beans, and we were afraid to eat them because we didn't buy them in a supermarket. They've been outdoors all that time. And you start thinking, well, there's bugs out there, and who knows what else, birds and everything. And, they didn't pass any inspection or anything. But finally, we microwaved them. And I don't remember if Mary ate one or not, but I ate one. And it really wasn't any better than you get in the supermarket. But we have had success here with tomatoes and with chilies and things like cilantro. So we're doing it this year. And we'll probably continue to each month show how our tomato plants are doing. If you don't see a lot of updates on those tomato plants, that means that we accidentally killed them, and I'm just not honest enough to admit it. So this is Ralph Robert Moore. This is the Lately for June 1st, 2010. Take care.